Hi, everyone. Welcome to Glow English Hub. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Glow English Hub. This is a place where we improve our English through real conversations. Today, we are talking about our ideal house.
Yes, something we all think about. It's a fun topic, but also practical.
So, I've been thinking about my ideal house recently. Last year, I moved into a small apartment, and it made me realize what I really want in the future.
That's interesting. What changed your mind?
Well, before that, I used to think a big house was everything. But now I prefer something simple, with enough space but not too much. I want a place that feels like home, not just a showpiece.
I see your point, but I still like the idea of a bigger house. More space means more comfort, right?
Not always. A bigger house can be harder to maintain. Cleaning takes more time, and costs go up. I learned that the hard way when I stayed in a large rented house for a few months.
That makes sense. So, what does your ideal house look like now?
I want a two-bedroom house, maybe with a small garden. Natural light is very important for me. I don't want to feel boxed in all the time.
A garden sounds nice. Do you plan to use it often?
Yes, definitely. I want a space where I can relax after work. Maybe read a book or just sit quietly. It helps me recharge.
I agree. After a long day, a peaceful space is valuable. But I think location is even more important. I would rather live closer to the city.
That's where we are different. I prefer a quiet area, even if it's a bit far. I don't mind commuting if I can come back to a calm environment.
I used to think like you, but after working long hours, I don't want a long commute. It takes a toll on your energy.
That's true. There is always a trade-off. You can't have everything under one roof.
Exactly. So, what about the inside of your house? Any special features?
I would like an open kitchen. I enjoy cooking, and I want the kitchen to feel connected to the living area.
That sounds modern. I prefer a separate kitchen. It keeps things tidy, especially when guests come over.
That's a good point, but I like a more relaxed setup. I don't mind if things are not perfect all the time.
Fair enough. What about a home office? It's becoming more common now.
Yes, that's important. I worked from home last year, and I realized how useful it is. I need a quiet corner where I can focus.
Same here. I didn't have a proper setup before, and it was hard to concentrate. Now I want a dedicated space.
Another thing is storage. I don't want clutter everywhere. Good storage helps keep the house organized.
That's true, but sometimes we buy more than we need. Then no amount of storage is enough.
That's a good reminder. We should not go overboard with things. A simple lifestyle makes life easier.
I agree. Also, I think the neighborhood matters. Friendly neighbors can make a big difference.
Yes, a good community adds value. It makes you feel safe and connected.
So if you had to choose, what is your top priority?
Comfort and peace. I want a place where I can relax and feel comfortable every day.
For me, it's convenience. Easy access to work, shops, and transport.
Both are important. It depends on your lifestyle and priorities.
That's true. There is no perfect answer. Everyone has a different idea of an ideal house.
Exactly. But it helps to think about what matters most to you before making a decision.
Yes, otherwise you might regret it later.
Over time, our needs also change. What we want now may be different in 5 years.
That's why flexibility is important. A house should adapt to your life.
Well said. So, to wrap up, I think an ideal house is not about size or price. It's about how it fits your life.
I agree, it should support your daily routine and make you feel at ease.
Thanks for the conversation. I think we covered many useful ideas.
Yes, and I hope our listeners can take something useful from this.
Before we finish, let's quickly go over a few expressions we used. When we said learned that the hard way, it means we understood something through a difficult experience.
And when we said under one roof, it means everything in one place, usually in the same house.
We also said go overboard, which means to do too much of something.
These are common expressions, and you will hear them often in daily conversations.
That's it for today. See you next time.
See you, everyone.